Good evening and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am DM Bluddworth, and as you can see by the graphics, tonight's video is an unscripted and unchained box opening and first look at Runequest, the starter set. I've actually, over the last couple of years, have become a really big fan of starter sets. I've been picking them up and taking a look at them, and I've been looking for a starter set that, in my opinion, would be the best starter set to introduce new players to the tabletop RPG hobby rather than just to that particular game system. And although most companies actually do a very good job with their starter sets, I think that they put a lot of effort into them and and they keep them fairly simple. Some starter sets certainly outshine others, and you know, not unironically, my being an OSR DM, I still find that the earlier box sets of Dungeons and Dragons are actually the best introduction to the hobby, in my opinion, based on looking at many different starter sets. Perhaps this, RuneQuest starter set will become my go-to. Not quite sure yet. I do know that, packaging wise and just this is one heavy duty box here. There's a lot packed in here. I know of just from looking at the back of the box and seeing what's inside here, but but it does seem to be quite substantial. Now, a little bit of history, my own history with RuneQuest is, yes, I have obviously heard of this game system before. I remember it being out there in the late 70s, early 80s, having heard of RuneQuest. And my player group back then, we were pretty much find one game within each of the genres and kind of stick with it. So Advanced Dungeons and Dragons became our fantasy role-playing game. Um, Conan was Conan, so we included that in there as well. TSR's Conan. Um, our sci-fi was Star Frontiers. Even though we tried some others like Gamma World and you know possibly some others, I don't think we ever tried Traveler at the time. Um, Superheroes was we tried Champions. We settled for Villains and Vigilantes, which we found to be much more to our liking, as well as Twilight 2000. There was nothing else similar to it, so we played Twilight 2000. Our horror games were Call of Cthulhu, no questions asked. That was the hands down the go-to game, which happened to be a Chaosium game as well. So even though we didn't play RuneQuest, we did play Chaosium. So through Call of Cthulhu. So this game was originally written by Steve Perrin, who passed away near the end of 2021. So rest in peace, and thank you for your contributions to the hobby in its earliest days. Um, if you're not aware, Steve Perrin worked with Gary Gygax very early on in their career, and he was the co-writer of he was the co-writer of there was a sailing game, Don't Give Up the Ship. So that was at least one that he worked on. He probably worked on several others as well. So this is one of the founding fathers of tabletop role playing. So you have Dave Arneson, you have Gary Gygax, and then you have some of these other individuals who then branched out. So when Dungeons and Dragons was written and released in 1974, you had some other parallel games running around 75, 76, 77, and so on that they had spurred off from that timeline as well. And so RuneQuest was one of them. So without further ado, let's start taking a look at this this box here. So I picked this up on Amazon for the free shipping, and so it ran me about like $42 or something like that. So not very bad, not very costly, considering just the density of this thing, the weight of this thing. I know that there's a lot of materials in here, and of course I'm having trouble opening it up. So when I first started taking a look at it, so Greg Stafford, who I believe is the original author of the setting for Runequest. Um, Jeff Richard, quite frankly, I'm not familiar with him, but Jason Doral I know of from Modiphius's Conan Adventures in the Age on Dreamed of. So that's the 2D20 system, and so I know he's an excellent writer, and so was looking forward to. Once I saw that he was also attached to this, I was kind of excited from that as well. So let's start taking a look at what we have here, and so we have some dice. These are, a complete set of dice. I guess you could never have too many. I don't know. So let's see. So we have one of these, basically a cover sheet here that says what we will find in this box. So you'll find book 1, the rules, book 2, the world of Glorantha, book 3, solo quest. Ooh, that'll be interesting. A solo adventure to teach the rules to beginning. Awesome. Book 4 is the adventures. 3 adventures and adventure seeds for further adventures. Ready-made adventurers, 14 of them. Wow, that's quite a lot. Blank adventurer sheets, 2 of them. Handouts, a collection of reference for use of the players and the game master alike. A map of Johnstown area. A map of Johnstown, I guess 2. Map of the city. Map of the region around it, okay. Map of the Rainbow Mounds. And role-playing dice, which I just showed you. What's not in this box? Adventure character generation, equipment beyond those used by the ready-to-play characters, advanced combat options, rune masters, sorcery and advanced spirit world information, sacred time, and other campaign-oriented events. So this would be a very good game, just based on what it is, to introduce the new players. All right, so it is quite frankly a starter set. It's not giving you the ability to create characters, which that kind of, I'm not too crazy about that. I know D&D 5th edition did the same thing with their initial starter box. They of course corrected that issue with essentials. So so that there is a little bit of a red flag for me. I prefer that they at least allow you to create a character of your own and play up to maybe levels 1, 2, 3, but not beyond that. So here's the rule book, and it is the art is very nice. As you can see, the art is very nice. It's a magazine kind of format to it. So soft cover, magazine, interior art. Let's see. So here's some interior art. Like I said, when I do the review of the game system itself, I will go through this page by page, ability results table. But you can kind of see the formatting and such. They're, a pretty decent layout. Map on the back of here. So this is the rule book. Then we have the world of Glorantha, and here's the cover. Here's a partial map on the back. And it looks like so what they do is they do sections of a city here. So you have the Merchant's Quarter, and they show you like an overview map of just that section, the Crafter's Quarter, and so on. So should be interesting. I kind of like the magazine style of it. The solo quest. Wow, this is a thick book for a solo quest. Is really this whole thing a solo quest? This is a big book. 57-page solo quest. I guess it's a lot of dialogue. Looks like it's a lot of dialogue going back and forth, or perhaps it's like one of those choose your own path kind of things. So you have to switch through, which gives it some replayability, which I would really hope is the way that it works. It may be a choose your own path kind of thing. But yeah, looks cool. Pretty excited about that. The adventures, so now there's an adventure book that comes with it, and this here is 81, at least 81 pages long. Several adventures, let's see. A rough landing, a fire in the darkness, the rainbow mounds, and then further adventures with some adventure seeds. Okay. All right, so here are some of the characters. So interesting how this is how the characters are set up, and you can see the character sheet there. There's these trifold character sheets, and then on the back here you have the runes, so they're rune affinities, and you can see what they're assigned to, I guess, what affinities they have with the runes, and pretty cool. So here we have an earth elemental, and this is Yanioth Varina's daughter. So again, interesting. Interesting setup that they have here. This here is Harmast Baranthos' son. So kind of interesting. You're playing like the daughters and sons of various individuals. So that's a different take on something. So this is Vichy Dun, or Vichy Dun. There appears to be quite a diversity of cultures in this as well. It's very Conan-esque looking. Let's see who this guy is. Vostar, son of Pygene. This is Sarala, daughter of Toria. So, as you can see. Yeah, if you brought this to a convention to run something, you'd be able to give the players quite a bit of choice here with 13 or 14 different starting characters here. Nathim, son of Nahim. kind of like an archer, like a ranger type. Two-handed axe. Warrior type. Aranda of Nachet. Each have an animal next to them too, whether it's a mount or a pet or whatever. Dazarim Crescent Blade. Initiate of Yelmalio. It's a cult. Reputation. Ransom, none. I guess if they're captured, there would be no ransom. I wonder if some of those other sons of or daughters of, we'll take a look at that. So, yes, she does in fact. So, this is Ayanara, the granddaughter of Thiralda, and there's a ransom of 1,000 L. Cult of Marangor, reputation 18%. Like I said, I'll dig more into this when I do the preview. Yeah, there are so many characters here. I mean, I'll just start showing. The art's nice. I like the art. It's different than what I've seen elsewhere, and so that's always a good thing. This kind of looks like a priest type. She has tattoo implements. Naris, rune painter. So, kind of makes sense. And, oh my gosh, there are still more. So, yeah, I guess I haven't gone through all 14 of them. Or he might have been the last one. And then here you have a blank. I don't know how, I mean, unless you're really artistically inclined, how much you're going to be able to do with this huge blank space here. I hope they have this digital, and that way you can put that to better use. So this is the northern Startar, so fairly large map. Let's open it up to see if it's double-sided. It is in fact double-sided. So here you have the regional map, and then on the other side you have the city map. Of the Rainbow Mounds, which is kind of just the shape of the place, so no real details in there. Let's see if this one's double-sided as well. It is indeed double-sided. This has some details, so there might be a player's version of it and then a GM's version of it. Be interesting. And then this is the reference sheets. So Runequest starter set references. So this is the ability scores, or the ability results. Rune summary, resistance table. Then we have attack and parry results and dodge results. And then it looks like we have the elements of power and runes. And a strike rank tracker. That's just a piece of heavier cardboard. and then for an advertisement for more of your needs. So overall, I mean, I'm very impressed with the quantity of materials that are in here. That's pretty impressive. Um, I think that the character sheets are interesting, you know, in and of themselves. I like the trifold, um, the trifold setup of them. That was the one guy I didn't really go into detail with, but yes, very a lot of materials, a lot of stuff that's in here. Um, a lot of choices for your starting characters, so I do certainly like that idea. I like the soft cover, the magazine type, setup for it. The only thing, first impression wise, that I'm a little disappointed in is that you can't create your own characters. Um, so that's one thing that I'm a little disappointed in. But overall, I mean, it looks really cool. It looks very good. So within the next 2 weeks, I will actually start doing a more thorough looking at this. This is just a box opening and first look at some of it. I will start digging into the rules and talk about the rules of the game, and then I'll come up with a final thought on, whether or not this is simply a convention kind of game, or a game that you'll bring to your local game shop and try to introduce some new players to the hobby of tabletop role playing, or if it's just something that's nice to have as a reference to have on the shelf, and to take a look at it and maybe borrow some ideas from it and integrate it into other places. Or it might be so good that I decide, I'm going to get the additional books for it, possibly at least the core three books for it. So there'll be most likely a game master's guide, a player's handbook, and a monster manual for it. So so looking forward to taking a better look at that and seeing. We'll just switch views here. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, it's another box opening and first look. And if you have this as well and you've already started digging into it and you want to share some comments, you're certainly welcome to do that. And if you have any desire to actually give this game a try, you're either looking to run it or you would like for me to run it, just leave a comment section, a comment in the comment section, and I'll get back to you. And once again, thanks for stopping in. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Share this video. Get it out there. It certainly looks like a good product. Like I said, I got it on Amazon, so it was free shipping, and under $45 ultimately is what I ended up paying for it. So very reasonably priced for a starter set, and it's looks overall pretty good. So once again, thanks for joining. Have a great evening. Have a great rest of your weekend. Be safe out there, and I look forward to seeing you on a gaming screen sometime soon. Take care.